Hi guys and welcome back to our channel. Today we'll be analyzing two cryptocurrencies and one stock, so Ripple and Cardano, and Tesla against US dollar. We will see where they might move over the next weeks. So please subscribe to our channel if you want us to keep releasing technical analysis for free, while if you want to receive our real-time alerts and our newsletter, then you might want to join our growing community on Patreon. You will find the link in the description field. Let's start with Ripple against US dollar. As you can see here with a weekly chart, and what is extremely interesting right now is the amount of volumes which are supporting the ascending phase. Now, to be more precise, right now Ripple is inside a rectangle between 0.70 0.80 US dollar and the area at 0.20 US dollar. So what we can retrieve from the volume analysis is that after having experienced the Ripple keep going down till hitting a point of low at 0.10 US dollar, you have experienced the end of the downtrend, and actually is what I do believe is the beginning of a strong bull run up. In other words, at the break of 0.70, the threshold between 0.70 and 0.80 US dollar, we are going to experience a strong and fast movement till the following area between 1.10 and 1.20 US dollar. From there, I do believe we will be experiencing some retrace to then attack the all-time high at 3.40 US dollar. Now, if you switch to this kind of chart, where I've been plotting two kind of cycles. This is a daily chart. What we see here is actually the white curve here hit the point of low, and right now, if we analyze the second cycle, we see that the red curve is broken above the hazard one. And as you can see here, both the derivatives of the two curves are now positive, which are actually an extreme positive signal. Now, if you remember, and if you have the chance to watch my previous YouTube videos, I've been stating that between the beginning of February and the end of February, we should be having expected the beginning of a strong bull run up. Right now, as you can see here, the price is facing this area, as I've been mentioned before, 0.70 US dollar, and as you can see here, we have formed a rectangle between 0.70 0.80 at this point of low at 0.20 US dollar. But in terms of cycles, right now we favor the uptrend. Now, if we switch to the weekly chart, we will see that even for the weekly chart, the two cycles are telling us, are forecasting a movement up. Okay. Now, if you remember, and if you had a chance to watch my previous video, you know that at 0.80 US dollar, I was expecting a retrace, which actually happened. Right now, I do believe we are really close to an explosion in price for Ripple, and as been saying here, this will be the following area between 1.20 and 1.10 and 1.30 US dollar, which will be the ultimate obstacle before seeing Ripple skyrocketing till 3.40 US dollar. Now let's move on and let's analyze Ripple. For Ripple, I've been clearly stating that we were going to hit and to retest this area around 1.20 US dollar. So you can watch my previous videos and you will see that I was right and that I was predicting this movement. And as you can see here, two of my 8 indicators from my robot were actually in a bull mode since November 20, when at the time Cardano was worth 0.10 US dollar, which means we have experienced a strong, a huge bull run up, a huge movement up from 0.10 US dollar till 1.20 US dollar. Now, if we analyze the daily chart, what we see here is a hammer, the formation of hammer, with a price which actually was outside the upper band. Those are two envelopes derived by two triangular moving averages, which should include a 95% of the data. Now, if we analyze this cycle and the white curve, we see that actually we were above the upper threshold, and also the orange curve was actually really close. It's still in buy mode because, as you can see here, the derivative is always seen is anyway positive, which means above the zero, yet we can forecast a cross between the white curve and the orange one, and same here, the red one with the azure one. Still, we are actually in terms of cycle, we don't see the red curve crossing below the azure one, yet I was expecting a retrace, which actually happened. Okay, it will be more visible if we switch to the weekly chart right now here. Okay, if we zoom a little bit in, in order to make it bigger, we see the formation of a hammer, but right now, as of today, is just Monday, February 22nd, so we should be waiting for the end of the week in order to see if this pattern, this bearish pattern, is confirmed or not, because we know that once we see a hammer at the end of a strong bull trend, then we should be expecting a retrace as well. In this case, we see 3 candles outside the upper envelope, which means actually that we are inside an extreme movement. Okay, and that actually we should be expecting a movement back to test at least the upper band. The upper band is passing by right now at 0.50 US dollar, but and this is something which I really believe is extremely important to underline. It's not actually we should not expecting this retrace to be happening in just a matter of few days or a few weeks, but since we're inside a strong bullish trend, that might happen actually later in time. I've been expecting and been calculating the current cycle for the current bullish trend, and I do believe the bullish trend is not over yet. Also, as you can see here in terms of cycle, the red curve is above the azure one, so we don't see any cross between the red curve crossing actually below the azure one. So until we will not experience the cross, we still have to think that we are inside a bull trend, a bull run up. Okay, so let's move on. Let's analyze Tesla. For Tesla, I've been clearly forecasting a downtrend movement. Very first target will be the very first one, the very first important target at 400 US dollars. So even in this case, you can have a look to my previous YouTube videos when at the time it was worth, Tesla was worth 850 US dollar, was calling for a retrace, for a strong retrace for Tesla. So what will happen for Tesla is that we will be experiencing Tesla tumbling down till this area between 450 and 400 US dollars. From there, we are going to experience a strong rebound, which actually will be fooling out many retail traders that they will be thinking that we are still inside the bull trend, while Tesla has clearly picked up, has clearly hit the top for the next 2 years. I've been forecasting this. You can again watch one of my previous videos where I've been talking about Tesla. Right now, Tesla is losing 8 percentage points. So let's analyze the cycles. Why I was predicting a fallout, a retrace, a strong fallout for Tesla is because, as you can see here, if you analyze in the weekly chart, the white curve has hit actually been above the upper threshold, has hit a point of high. Now, if we analyze the second cycle, the red curve is still above the azure one, but as you can see here, we are at the end of the ascending phase of the Gauss curve. So what we can predict for the next years is that even if we might see the price going back to this area, which is something I do not believe is going to happen, right now this was the all-time high, for at least for now, for the current bull trend. So I do believe Tesla is going to fall down, is going to tumbling down in a very strong way. I was predicting already when Tesla was at this level, okay? And since here we are analyzing the weekly chart, the upcoming or actually the current movement downwards will be actually lasting for the next 1.5 years for the next 2 years. As you can see here, when we had the previous descending phase, we have experienced the Tesla going down actually from this area, okay, July 17 till May 19, okay, so almost 2 years. So I do believe right now we have picked, so we can switch to the daily chart. So while for the weekly chart we see actually a point of a all-time high has been hit. Here we see for the daily chart that the red curve has crossed below the azure one, but yet we are still above the upper threshold. Same here with the white curve crossing below the orange one. Now what is happening is that we see the price hitting the lower band, so we over the next days we might see a rebound, but I do believe we are not going to see any rebound, while we are definitely tumbling down at closing this actually gap up at 405 US dollar. Okay guys, so you might want to watch my predictions made already 1 month ago and also a few months ago, where I was saying that Tesla was going to hit a all-time high, and actually I was predicting a strong tumbling down. Okay guys, if you want to join our growing Python community, you might want to have a look in the description field. Thank you guys.